Hey everybody, welcome back to Celeritas. My apologies for the break in transmission. I hope everybody finds their way back to the chat and finds their way back. Yeah, we've got a few people rejoining, so welcome back. We'll be getting started soon, but it looks like a custom grid will need to be built, and everyone will start on the same tire that they committed to in the top 10, and of course 11th onwards will have their own free choice and can change their mind if they wish to. We'll be right back once we get everybody back together. Yeah, everybody slowly rejoining back into the lobby. Waiting on I think 5 more drivers, but it just takes a few minutes and patience and gratitude to Storm, who has to make a custom grid and get everything set up for us. Yeah, hopefully everybody manages to come back. We've got Hugh and Barb on the chat. Welcome to you guys. Hopefully everybody else can find their way back into the chat with and onto the right stream. Hopefully everyone knows just to go straight back into Jamie needs the link. Okay. I'll try and get that organized, but it's tricky. Okay. Bear with me, everyone. Juggling screens, as you can imagine. Yeah, looks like we're almost there with all of our drivers. FedEx Runner has secured the new one and has managed to help us out. So thanks a lot for that. Posting in the chat there and the new stream. So yeah, we'll be getting started very shortly. Remembering our order from qualifying. Still just catching everybody on. We are live, so glitches happen, unfortunately. John is asking for a shout out on the chat. I'm pretty sure I already said hey to you, but welcome one and all, and especially John to the stream. Looks like everybody's finding their way back into the stream, back into the lobby. My name's Webbo. I'm your commentator. For the vast majority of the time, I did miss a race last week, but I'm here, and that's my normal role with Celeritas. Just going solo tonight. So I hope all our drivers remember to reload their setup that they had. Hi to Jake on the chat. Hi to Tom. It's a clean racing league we operate, and that applies to the track action and also to the banter in the YouTube chat and the Discord. So keep it kind. Make sure that no one's overstepping the line. We'll be getting going pretty soon. So, like I say, bear with us. If you've only just joined the stream, expecting to tune into the race coverage straight away, our apologies. We've had one of the common glitches which managed to have us staring at a stationary grid for ages, but we're just restarting, and we're back to action pretty soon. Kit on the chat loves the NASCAR. I mean, that's nice. We're not doing NASCAR today, but happy for you. If you've got any questions for the team, any questions for the Discord, if you enjoy what you're watching, I've just posted the highlights from last week's race upon Celeritas YouTube channel, and there's a playlist for all the highlights. If you like any of those in particular, consider giving them a share, giving them a like, tell your friends. Hopefully you're enjoying the experience of the league so far. We certainly are. We've finally welcomed Prime into the lobby, so we're very close to having our full grid, and we'll be there very soon. So apparently it's John's birthday. I'll go better than to wish him a happy birthday from me, which of course I do, John. But everybody say happy birthday to John, please, on the chat. That would be really cool. Dare we ask what your special number is today, John? Yeah, we're currently still assembling our Division 3, which will be a shortened division season to run in line with the rest of the other two divisions, and to finish at the same time. And we will be operating a promotion and relegation system. Beetle's joined us, but Beetle, you're down as a spectator right now. I'd fix that pretty quick if you can. There we go, he's sorted. So if you're interested in driving with us, there are criteria to meet. You need to submit 3 time trials and take part in a couple of trial races to make sure that you're clean enough and fast enough to take part. Division 3 won't be too much of a worry about speed, much more about quality of driving. But yes, if you're interested, you can get a link to the Discord from one of the friends, or if you contact the channel directly, we can get you an invite into the Discord. And there's a thriving community of everybody. So Prime, thankfully, reminding everybody to get their setups on. We want a fair fight. We don't want people regretting their choices. I know last week we had Dawidek starting. He was operating the whole server, and he unfortunately left traction control on default and had some problems there. Looks like we're very close to being ready. Please hang on with us. Hi to Mark on the chat, and Yayan as well. Good to see everybody. People that we've not seen on chat before. So great to have everybody here. The tension must be unreal for our drivers. So I hope they've managed to hydrate and get ready. Here we go. Look, we're getting almost there now. It's time to go racing, everyone. Predictions. I think Shenda might take the fight to Prime today. So I'm licking my lips at the prospect of commentating on these guys battling together. I hope we can get through the first few turns without a problem. So we won't have a formation lap. So I will be able to start commentating right from the off, but I will have to sort out the screen at the same time. So our thanks to Storm for rearranging a custom grid, as well as preparing his own setup and his race. So Yeah, we have different roles within the Discord. So if you're interested in being a more proactive member of the grid, where you can help with admin, stewarding, obviously not in your own division, but stewarding, race highlights, creation. Another word to all our drivers, just to make sure that you're recording your footage in case of any incidents that are reported either by you or against you. We're about to get going, everyone. We've got 5 lights. It's lights out and go, go, go from the start. Looks like everybody away pretty well, especially those on the odd side of the grid, as we predicted right at the start there. So Shender from Snarf and Prime. It looks like one of the Renaults of Thod is getting past another car with Pricey, Beetle, Lankovas all making up spaces. It looks like FedEx Runner is the big loser at the start of the race. So we'll look out for him making more of a journey through the grid. Here comes Prime on the inside of Snarf. Aggressive right at the start. He doesn't want to let Shender get away. He takes the inside and gets the move done. Little bit of contact between Thod and Snarf. We've also, Beetle has run into his teammate. So we've just lost Snarf down to the back of the grid, as well as losing FedEx Runner. Oh, incident packed at the start, but you could see that all going wrong from Prime's overtake. It's really unfortunate sequence of events, but of course it has promoted Lankovas. Do we have a safety car? I haven't seen the... I see weaving. Wow, really dramatic start there. Obviously cars heading into the pits. We saw Thod with wing damage. We've seen Pricey go in as well. This will be a pit job. Obviously Lankovas gained loads of places, so did Will. We know Will's got a whole load of fans, but it does look like we possibly... Have we got a safety car? I don't know. Is it a VSC? Apologies, my screen is not showing the full amount of information, but it did look like one of the cars was weaving there. Looks like we're at racing speed. Will in the Ferrari, making up a lot of places, as I mentioned. So has David. But yeah, we saw Snarf, Thod, Pricey, Pit. Quinith's gone down 5 places and is stuck in the pits right now. Let's check out Will on this lap 2, tucked right up behind Storm, who's also had a great start. Remember, Storm's on hards, so not able to fight with the same amount of grip. Will running car number 69. As we say, Price's teammate Will there, making his debut with us today. It looks like Storm's had a compromised run out of the final corner, with Waitsy coming up to take him without DRS. So that's a race for merit. Medium versus hard, Waitsy versus Storm. Storm couldn't fight around the outside there. And Storm going backwards at this stage of the race, but remember, he's on the hards. Close racing throughout the field. Let's have a look. We've got Beetle right up behind Lankovas at the moment. Shender got away from the field slightly, has broken the DRS boundary, and Prime likewise has got a nice big gap to Lankovas. So it looks like we're going to have quite a tight fight there between our top 2. I'll keep an eye on the gap. Formation gaps at the moment, not a lot of action on track. Waitsy has caught up to Will pretty well. Will still racing hard here against Rafa. Down a bit further in the grid, we've got Lightning behind Storm. Those two always seem to manage to get close on track, and it's always interesting with their handles. Waiting to see if we get a Thunder or a Tornado, get everybody together. But yeah, Storm loses another place. He can't really fight on these hards. Getting those up to temperature is going to be really, really tricky. Behind him is his mate and co-owner of the league, Dawadek. and Dawidek comes up the inside. Contact between friends. They kept it running, but Storm lost out yet again. Storm back down to where he started. Hopefully he'll be able to get into a better rhythm, but oh dear, a bad couple of laps for Storm there. How close is Prime getting to Schender? Schender's managing this gap quite nicely. I saw a lock-up from Prime into Hanshurst there. A reminder that we had that contact at the start of the race, so we lost some of our fastest runners, Snarf, Pricey and FedEx Runner. Let's check in with those guys, see how their progress is doing. FedEx Runner has got DRS on Shaw's ahead. Trying to track everything. Obviously the first few laps, but go ahead, ask questions if you can, and I'll try and check in on them. Right now FedEx Runner tight up behind. This should be an easy overtake for him on DRS, but there's a lot of weaving going on. Shaw's defending quite violently, but yeah, it looks like FedEx Runner got the move done under DRS, so good move from him. He gets to move up the grid. Slightly further up in 12th, we've got Rob here chasing David. Shaw's has retired from the session, so hopefully he did that in the pits. We did have a problem with that before. It's part of our race rules, but no, the gap opening up there. Looks like we've got Will just passing Waitsy, I believe. We look almost pedestrian from the helicopter camera here. But Will's coming into the pits, as is Prime and Lankovers. It's lap 6, so slightly ahead of my expectation there. But putting on the hard tyres with Will, so obviously trying to go to the end from here. Let's see where he comes out. He's going to come out behind Pricey, his teammate, so probably good news for him. What's happening here? Sometimes the draw distance on the game really does make you it tricks the eye to thinking that you've got cars going a lot slower than they usually do. But Lankovas, Beetle, Lightning, Rob, Jamie, Snarf, FedEx Runner have all pitted. Schender's getting away from Prime at the front. Will is still the closest car to the car in front of him. Okay, so obviously we'll be hoping to get those tyres up to temperature, but it looks like it's a safety car. I saw a safety car sign on the screen just now, so yeah, it looks like we've got a safety car on track, although I don't have the normal. Here we go. Yeah, confirmation we have a safety car. I didn't see why. Looks like, did Schender make a pit stop and gave up first position? Waitsy and Dawidek sticking out on those mediums. They might as well make whatever a different strategy call to the rest of the field, because they were a fair distance down the grid. Storm on 6-lap-old hards. Remember, that's what he started on. So yeah, it's been all action, hasn't it? Amazing. Okay. Did we lose Rafa? I'm afraid, yeah, it was Rafa that we lost. I've just seen him pop up on the Discord complaining about the game itself. It's not been a great showing for Codemasters today. But yeah, anybody familiar with driving in F1 2020 will know we still have a game full of glitches. Sadly, it looks like, I think that the safety car will run again around. I would expect if it was taking its lights off, it would have already done it. Yeah. So we tour around and we have a moment to catch our breath. Waitsy currently on track ahead of Dawidek at the front of the field. Those guys have not pitted yet, but they should be able to get those mediums a fair distance further in the race. Then we have our net leader, Shenda, who pitted ahead of Prime, and Storm also on those 7-lap-old hards, with David not pitting either. All the rest of the drivers are on their second set of tyres and potentially will be trying to go to the end of the race. Looks like Jamie has just pitted and will be changing tyres as well. Lots and lots of people on hard tyres. It's a low grip surface, but it's high abrasion generally. We saw Prime there just flirting with the white lines and possibly the dirt. That's not going to help warm the tyres up at all. Yeah, we do see accidents under the safety car. Nearly every time we see a driver on cold tyres make a mistake trying to heat them up, so it definitely pays to be cautious and careful. I wonder if our freshly pitted drivers are going to be able to get those tyres up to temperature. It's really tricky to make that happen. Predictions at this stage of the race. I think it's early, but I'm still going to stick with Shenda. It didn't look like Prime had enough pace on the tyres they were on at the start. Yeah, hi to Career Fan, our Division 2 driver. The lights have stayed on the safety car. It looks like we're going to go for another one, another lap. Okay, breath caught safety car. I'd really rather we got on racing. Yeah, this is buying into those medium runners. It should help them extend their race a little bit before they have to yeah, just catching up with everything. I think Shenda may have the measure of Prime today. He may be able to spoil Prime's perfect record so far. Although the ever-present Celeritas pole sitter curse may strike at any point. There's never such a thing as a foregone conclusion at Celeritas. It's a tight, narrow track. There'll be trouble with lapping cars potentially towards the end of the race, and of course we will see some drivers try to go for fastest lap as well. I think it's probably too early to read anything into fastest lap. Looks like Jamie's picked up a drive through, so that's a shame for him. I don't know what happened, didn't see that on screen, sadly. Currently Shenda has the fastest lap with a 1:11.5. Looks like we're about to get going, about to get racing. The lights, I believe, are off on the safety car. So let's watch from P3 and see how Waitsy manages the restart. Everybody getting close enough but not too close to the car in front. The question will be, when does Waitsy go? Will he be watching his mirrors for the time that Dawidek anticipates and then going when Dawidek has to brake? Will he go? It looks like he's waiting. He's going to leave it pretty late here. He's going to hope he can press the throttle, because there's no way. Yeah, it looks like we go at Zandvoort. There's action already on track. I think that's a Renault. Looks like Waitsy survived the first corner. Renault has had contact and is dropping back, so maybe slightly overzealous from the Renault there. It looks like Pricey turns the Renault round. Carnage into Hugenholtz, as we also lost to Gwyneth in the melee. Oh, terrible look for the Renault so far today, absolutely awful. But we'll rejoin the action and catch up on incidents later in the race or in the interviews after the race. Shenda, understandably impatient to get going. to get ahead of these cars and extend his lead again back to more comfortable position. Obviously Storm has got Prime right behind him as well. Here's your front order. Waitsy, Dawidek and Schender remain unchanged from the restart. Going to be fascinating watching some of our drivers fight up from the back. It looks like FedEx Runners has made a fair few places already. We don't have DRS yet, but right at the front of the grid, Waitsy defending, Prime attacking, Storm sticking to his guns on the favoured line, but I think Prime just got enough pace out of Tarzan. No, Storm elbows out and keeps going round the corner, but yeah, Prime had the favoured line out of Hugenholtz, and Prime takes 4th place, and his eyes will be fixed firmly on the back of Schender's car and watching that gap close down. Prime is pushing really hard. You can see the car backing into the corner. Meanwhile, look at Schender tucked again tight under the AlphaTauri ahead. He knows the 2 cars ahead of him are not really in the same race, but they're holding him up, and they have every right to do so. There's no reason they need to give up the place, but Schender is going to be getting nervous that Prime has got better pace than this. Let's watch with Schender as he approaches Dawidek. He hasn't got the top speed. He's obviously running a much higher downforce setup. All those tyres don't have the same bite out of the last corner. He hasn't got the ability to get underneath, get enough of a toe to overspeed along the start-finish straight. He will do next time, because we're going to get DRS now, I'm fairly certain at this point. So he just needs to try and be patient for one more lap. This is super tight battle at the front. Waitsy is going defensive into Tarzan every single lap. Schender loses the car, oversteer into the gravel, loses 1, 2, 3 positions. Possibly he will lose another one. He does get out of the way, but yeah, looks like he managed to recover that. Just pushing ever so hard, and obviously lost some of his downforce. A recovery needed now from Schender. Just as I was saying, that anything can happen in Celeritas F1. Terrific stuff. Here comes Dawidek yet again on Waitsy. Waitsy, I'm sure, will pull across. Yet DRS is open, but Waitsy's car positioning was sublime there. Just timed the exit perfectly. They're pretty close on the way out of Tarzan into Hugenholtz. Difficult place to overtake, but it looks like Dawidek made small contact with the car ahead. He needs to be careful. It was only a small contact, but Codemasters took his wheel off last time. Here comes David against Storm. Storm's still struggling on those hard tyres. The setup obviously not working perfectly for him at the moment. Let's just check in with who's on the right tyres. Yeah, David and Storm pitted exactly the same time. Looks like Storm's managed to pull a little bit of a gap there. Waitsy holding off Dawidek. Prime now getting closer and closer. And Schender behind these two will be hoping his teammate gets out of his way. But of course, when it comes to the championship standings, Schender is now a guest in the championship. So it may not be the best idea for him to get ahead of his own teammate. Waitsy defends into turn 1 again. Looks like a change of position ever so slightly as they cross the timing sector. Here they go side by side into Hugenholtz. A little bit of contact. Dawidek. Oh, he just rescued it, I think. Prime will be hoping to take advantage, but Dawidek just saved the car there. It's very, very narrow racetrack. Prime coming up the inside. It's going to sweep past on better grip. Those tyres giving way now, I think, for Dawidek, and Prime will be hoping it'd be the same story for Waitsy. Dawidek just extending it ever so slightly too much there, and yeah, sad to see him go backwards by a place. Looks like Schender did get past his teammate while all of that was happening. So I didn't see exactly what happened. Maybe his teammate gave it up. Prime, let's see what Prime can do coming out of the final corner. He'll probably at this point have better grip than Waitsy. Here he comes. DRS is open. Waitsy takes his almost permanent line through the start-finish line, the start-finish straight. Defends well. He's going to try and use the middle of the track, I think, coming into Hugenholtz. Prime catching a tyre and locking up there. That's cost him a little bit of progress. Further down the grid, Schender up behind Storm, didn't manage to get past him there on the start-finish line, so we didn't miss a pass. But these guys are close as well. Schender piling on the pressure after that mistake, after the restart. It's lap 15 already. Amazing. How are we how are we losing that? Just time disappearing on us as usual. Storm has picked up a penalty, it looks like. So obviously Schender will see that. Storm goes off into the barrier. I think he's just taken corner off the car. Storm retires, I think. Just pushing. Was that pressure from Schender? Was that another misjudgment? Meanwhile, at the front, Prime gets the inside against Waitsy and manages to take him. It's all action, just as it was last night at Celeritas in our super tight battles. I'm sure we'll hear from Storm later, but real shame to see him disappear again. Second race on the trot, losing the car under traction. I don't think he was pushed, but I'm sure he'll let us know if he was. Prime takes the lead and will be looking to make hay while the sun shines on Zandvoort. Track conditions, tyre conditions, absolute perfection for Prime right now. Schender obviously had his mistake, so this could mean Prime is on for his third win out of 3 races that he's participated in with us. Wow. Gaps just stretching out slightly now. The closest one we have at the moment here is FedEx Runner and Jamie. FedEx Runner trying to take the outside there. I don't think that's going to work, but he may just be able to keep the inside for Hans Ernst. Not confident enough, but unfortunately we see Jamie spinning around. It's a difficult corner at the best of times, trying to defend on older mediums. It's going to be difficult, but FedEx Runner gets up to 15th, and his battle continues. He's now on mediums, so he's probably going to stretch those to the end. We've seen Will and Beetle pit for softs, but I fancy those softs are not going to make it another 19 laps, so it's quite possible we will see them in the pits again. Schender's not catching Waitsy too quickly. Waitsy holding on to second at the moment, hoping to find a good gap to pit into, but I'm sure that pit stop will be coming pretty soon. Where will Waitsy come out? Let's have a look at the gap to the leader, and that will give us a good idea. Waitsy could conceivably find himself out of the top 10 as he pits here. Thod has made up a lot of places through those pit stop rounds and safety car. Remember, he was involved at the start in that accident, and the Renault runners were right down towards the bottom end of the grid, so he's obviously made some passes that we've not been able to see on screen. Waitsy's getting pretty close to Prime. I wonder if Prime made a mistake on the previous lap, because I was expecting Prime to be driving away at this point. Yeah, I would have to agree on the chat. I do think those softs are not going to make it to the end. Prime locks up again. We do see him locking up frequently, but it doesn't seem to affect his overall race pace particularly. Schender is closing up on Waitsy. I do fancy that possibly Prime made a mistake rather than Waitsy suddenly making a jump closer. Anyway, here comes Schender, passing Waitsy on track. It looked like he had to give him a really wide margin because there was a little bit of glitching. So good driving from Schender, and he will now press on and try and put pressure on Prime. It worked on Storm earlier, but unfortunately he had his own mistake. We know that Schender can drive very fast, and he can drive even faster when he's angry. We've seen it before at Celeritas, so look out for him. I expect some fast sectors to be going in from him now. Violently throwing the car around to get the best line through the corner there. Certainly not timid, not affected by his earlier mistake. I'm sure he's filed that and isn't dwelling on it right now. It's all about getting Prime. Look at the gap he's managed to reduce down to 6/10 now. He's managed to get DRS within the same lap. Here he goes. DRS is open. I don't think he'll get him on this lap, but it will certainly help him close in. Takes a slightly different line through Tarzan, probably to help him with grip there. Very easy on this track with his switchback corners to end up wiping out your downforce. 3/10 now. Getting closer to battle right at the lead of the field, which is what we love in our racing. The rest of the grid has opened up quite a bit. Fastest lap currently is Will, but tiny little margin against Schender. We have just two players with penalties, which is a big surprise at this stage, given this track's track limits requirements. We do have track limits on strict at Celeritas. Otherwise, it can be a bit of a joke. Look at the sand and the tyre smoke. Schender is 3/10 behind Prime. I think Schender's going to be having a good attempt here. Prime gets the inside of the track. DRS open. He's made his one move. A dive down the inside, a dummy back, and a tiny bit of contact, but no harm, no foul, I fancy, on that situation. There we go. Schender takes the lead. I really do think Schender is driving pretty angry at himself, but he's resumed the lead of the race. This may come back to him, and it will all be about time management, fuel management, ERS management towards the end of the race for these guys now. They're on exactly the same strategy. Waitsy is still out on those mediums, so 20 laps on those mediums. He's obviously hoping to get down to just get softs on at the end. And every lap he can live with those mediums will be better for his pit out position, unless of course we get another safety car. So eyes on stalks, waiting for safety car or VSC for any driver not able to get his current tyres to the end of the race. Waitsy is the only one who hasn't yet pitted. Schender takes a big defensive dive. He'll have the inside. Prime positions himself on the outside. We have a little bit of lag, I think, so the drivers are very sensibly keeping their distance between each other. Schender wasn't able to get away on that lap on pure pace in the middle sector of the race. Great to have so many people with us in the chat, engaged. Storm's just joined us. Hey Storm, what happened? Not a repeat of Spa, surely. Let us know what happened, or join me later for an interview, as you often do. Schender drifting away from the field. Let's head down and see what's going on with Waitsy, because he's got a penalty and lost a couple of places. He's closing in on Snarf. Snarf not able to keep the same kind of pace, I think, that he had in qualifying. So maybe some work needs to be done on consistency. He's derating, so Waitsy takes to the dirt slightly under braking. Waitsy will be looking to try and action a pass here. Back to the leaders, no change, but super tight with those guys. Let's watch Waitsy's attempt on Snarf. Is Waitsy going to stay out for another lap? He is. He's got DRS, a better grip, and drifts by Snarf before the braking zone. Waitsy back to 6th, but driving with a penalty, sadly. Okay. Yeah. Storm confirming, sadly, it was a similar situation that we saw in Spa. Just too eager on the throttle. Contact with the wall, ended his race. So this is Waitsy. Waitsy put on the hards to run to the end, so didn't fancy a long stint on the softs. Fancies more of an aggressive zero tyre management kind of run to the end. Let's see what he's got. Looks like Prime has managed to has not managed to get away from to keep up with Schender to quite the same degree over this last lap. We haven't spent much time looking at Rob, but Rob's quite close to the back of FedEx Runner. FedEx Runner had that incident at the start. Of course, he's making good progress. He's already in the points. I'll be hoping for more, I'm sure. But this race is only on lap 24. There's still plenty of miles left to run, or kilometres, I guess. We're in with the Netherlands after all. Let's see. Pricey close up behind Rob. Not close enough to action a pass at this stage. Looks like possibly FedEx Runner had just taken Rob because he's walking away from Rob's pace. And Pricey gets up the inside of Rob in traction. So, yeah, Pricey into 10th. Demotes Rob down to 11th. Little lock-up from Pricey, but he's on the soft tyres. I'm sure he'll be gunning for fastest lap at this stage, but it won't help having to pass a slower car. Let's check in with fastest lap and see who's got what. Someone asking for an estimate on Jamie asking for an estimate on the softs. I don't know how you're typing while you're driving. I would estimate around 10 or 11 laps for the softs maximum at this point in the race. Maybe slightly too early just at this point. Dawidek has fastest lap at the moment, so obviously had that problem, pitted, and has come out to try and nail down fastest lap. But it won't count towards the championship unless he can get himself into the top 10. Yeah. David, our debut driver, has had a terrific journey up the grid, 13 places up the grid. So we've seen a lot of people making up a lot of places, but not necessarily keeping them. Will, I think, has pitted, so he's down. One Blood has 8 places up, as does Lightning. So great race from Lightning. There's possible accusations that his was the connection to blame for our glitch at the start, but I'm not confident enough in that to lay any blame at this point. Who knows why any of our glitches really happen, apart from the Codemasters gods. Jamie wants me to watch on board. Price has come in again. He's come in to change tyres. He's going on a new set of softs. I think he's really going for that fastest lap himself. Jamie touring around at the moment in 17th. Wants me to watch him when he gets onto softs, but will depend what else is happening on track. Waitsy in 6th behind David. David, even though he's pitted, is in 5th, so looks like another flying Dutchman. We've got our fair share in Division 1 of super fast Dutch drivers. Schender, of course, chief among them, with David new to the ranks. Shaw's is very quick when he's still running. Waitsy not quite able to live with David because David's on those soft tyres. Thod pits for softs. Shaw just touched the exit line of the pit lane there, so that was a flirting with danger, but he didn't pick up a penalty, maybe a warning. He pitted and came back out again in 4th, so really promising stint for him. He's only got 2 seconds to Lightning ahead, who's trying to run those hards to the end. So we're going to have a lot of soft runners in the midfield trying to have a really aggressive end to this race. Lap 27 of 36. Let's see what everybody's got. Thod driving for Renault. Beatles managed to come up the grid as well into the points, his teammate. Looks like Schender's pitted and put softs on. Schender is not going to get that car to the end of the race on hards. He's decided time to bail, but that's given up the lead to Prime. Will he get the undercut? Is Prime going to decide to do the same situation and pit, or would Prime rather tour round on those hards and try and maintain a 13-second gap to the end? Amazing developments through this race. Thod, you're absolutely right, Adam, in the chat. I was looking relative to their start position, but of course Thod's pace to get back up to 4th with a pit stop, with 2 pit stops, I believe, after being right at the back after lap 1. He has had a great race. Took advantage of the safety car, of course, but there was no advantage from being punted off the way he was. Let's keep an eye on Prime. He may choose to pit. No, he stayed out this time. Jamie's put the softs on. It looks like Jamie will be gunning for fastest lap here. Let's see what he's got in here in the car. This will be his attempt at fastest lap. I'm going to go back up to Lightning, I'm afraid, because Lightning's super close to Thod. Half a second here. Locks up big time into Hugenholtz, so that's going to really compromise him in his fight to try and... No, it looked like Thod even got the place. Forgive me. Thod managed to take him. Brilliant stuff. Thod's got himself onto the podium with no more pit stops left to make. So super strong drive from Thod. He's going to consolidate that position. I don't think he's going to catch Schender ahead, but he just needs to keep himself out of trouble, and he'll stay on the podium. Here comes Jamie. He's nearly a second up on his fastest time, hoping to make the best of the traffic ahead of him. Try and catch a tow from them. Not fighting for position here, but currently riding in 17th place. Jamie is normally a Division 2 driver, so special dispensation, wildcard entry to race today. Just getting track time with our top drivers. Let's see what he gets. He's going to pit again. He's not happy. He's going to put another set of softs on. Looks like his Faye and Lightning. Sorry, not Faye. David and Lightning here. These guys having super strong races, but Lightning is going to be fighting with one arm tied behind his back on these old hard tyres. Prime stayed out. The gap at the front is 9 seconds, so Prime, I think, must be committing to staying on those hards. The longer you leave it, the worse a position you're going to leave yourself in. Yeah, the pit stop count is pretty huge. I'll cut to that in a moment. I just want to see what happens with Prime as well. Schender's picked up a penalty on track, obviously pushing hard. We've got a 5 stop. Seriously, 5 stops for Thod? That cannot be right. Schender's gone. What happened? we've just lost Schender from the race. That pushes Thod up to second. Thod is in second place with a 5-stop strategy. I struggle to believe that, but if that's true, that's something else. No idea what happened to Schender. Jamie's retired in the pits, I think, unhappy with his race at this point. He's got plenty of track time though. Can Prime hold out against Thod? Thod has got fantastic tyres on, but if Prime looks at that gap right now, he will start thinking, I could pit here and protect my lead. Schender, what happened? Why did you retire? You've joined us on the chat. Welcome to you, but what happened? Tell us. Why did you retire? Shocking turn of events to lose you again. We're really hoping to see a battle for the end as you got closer and closer to Prime. So Prime stays out, 17 seconds the gap at the moment. David on Lightning, this could well be it now. He's going to get DRS. DRS is open, waits, Lightning takes the defensive line, but looks like David's going to get him running outside, just on pace. The question now for Lightning is, does he let his teammate pass him, who's on the younger hard tyres? I fancy probably not. They don't have a team boss in their ear telling them to keep it clean, boys, or anything like that. It's very much up to the drivers themselves. Some of the drivers will enter chats and parties to drive with each other and let each other know where they are. 17 seconds that gap again. What has Thod got to force Prime either into a pit stop or into a mistake? A fancy Prime with 3 laps to go will tough this one out regardless of what his tyres do, unless he runs into a puncture, of course. Penalty situation shouldn't affect our podium, at least today. 5 seconds for Waitsy. Snarf has 3, Quinith has 3, and Beetle has 3. So not a major change. David has gone up 16 positions and will certainly be within a shout of driver of the day. But really the story in terms of pace for me has been Thod's journey through the race. The gap's come down ever so slightly, but I don't fancy that's enough for us to see a change. Waitsy and Lightning driving super close together. Lightning's not giving that place up, is he? He's not letting his teammate go. Waitsy is on much younger hard tyres, but this is definitely going to cost Alpha the chance to rejoin battle with the Williams of Fay ahead. FedEx Runner is running in 6th, Snarf in 7th. Prime is maintaining a good pace on those hard tyres. It's lap 34. Looks like Waitsy has got past Lightning. That looked at least as if Lightning wasn't going to push and press the issue too hard, so maybe he let him go. We've got Will up in 8th. Snarf pretty close to FedEx Runner at this point. Snarf's, making hard tyres last a tremendously long time. Doing the Sergio Perez kind of a drive, tiptoeing around on those tyres to get those to the end now. Should see him get points today, so that looks good. Yeah, another second off the lead of Prime, but he has got 15 to play with, so yeah, looks like that Prime's going to drive this to the end of the race. Gaps have opened up. This is our closest battle at the moment. We're going to get a view of all the sand dunes of Zandvoort from the helicopter. Fabulous looking racetrack. Such a shame that we didn't get real life racing there last year. And fingers crossed we can this year. Prime will be coming up to his penultimate lap now. It is lap 35. Snarf gets past FedEx Runner on DRS, and FedEx Runner will look back at that moment in the race and wonder why he didn't have enough tyres to battle Snarf when you compare the age of those age and condition of those tyres. But 20 laps on the mediums, that must be about their limit for FedEx Runner, so he's going to hope to stay ahead of Will at the end here. It's been a typically action-packed race. We've had lots of fan engagement from our spectators, so let us know what you've enjoyed from our race. Prime has started his last lap, and I think I'll do him the honour of touring around with him. Thod has closed the gap to under 15 seconds, but it's not going to be enough. Prime in the Haas, not giving the rest of the field any break. It's been did not join the server early enough for the first race, and then win for Prime. His third race on the trot. This one very different in character. I don't think he had the pace on Shenda. Certainly on the laps we were watching the two drivers together, it looked like Shenda had the measure of Prime. But yet again, Prime rounds the last corner, weaving on the straight, and takes the win, takes the W with, it looks like Gwyneth possibly on being lapped, perhaps slightly more exuberant than necessary. Thod, be careful, we've just seen Gwyneth do that, but Thod gets a second place. Tremendous drive from Thod. In the Williams, David, our debut driver, crosses the line in third, and thanks to team, Waitsy gets fourth for Alfa Romeo. Looks like lightning on those old tyres. Will get fifth place. Be careful, be careful. Snarf rounding the corner, and he will come over and cross the line in sixth, followed by FedEx Runner in seventh. Those places reversed thanks to penalties. Dawadek gets eighth place. Pricey brings the car home in ninth. Our final point will be with One Blood in the McLaren and his teammate Rob. A good strong drive for Rob. Good showing from Rob in 11th place. Another debut driver in the Ferrari for us is Will. He gets 12th. What happened to Will at the end there? Lankavas, I didn't catch the fastest lap, but we'll see that in a moment. Wow, action-packed. Stick with us on the YouTube stream because we will hope to get some driver interviews. There's David with his Driver of the Day award. Yeah, we will hope to get some interviews fairly soon. I'll take you through the grid, and then we will try and speak to our drivers. Prime, yep, the dancing hasn't got any better, but the driving superiority continues. Win, win, win for Prime, for Finland, for Haas. Thod driving for Renault and Greece behind him. And there's David for the Netherlands, getting a home driver on the podium for the fans. Congratulations to our podium drivers. So there's confirmation there then that your winner is Prime, starting from third, but he won the race from Thod, who five-stopped his way to second place on the grid. David gets third, with Waitsy, Lightning, FedEx Runner, Snarf, Dawadek, Pricey and One Blood making out the top 10. Following them, 11th is Rob, 12th Will, Lankavas, Gwyneth and Beetle are your total runners. We of course saw Shenda leave us and retire. We've got Jamie Jamie with us, his debut weekend at least. Storm Rafa and Shaw's all retired during the race. So yeah, I can't think of any other way to describe the race other than action-packed. It really was something else tonight. I'm going to try and nab some guys to join us in the party. So let's see who I can. Like Shawspun has gone on to Call of Duty already, so he's gone to shoot some people. Yeah. So let's see who we can get hold of. We'll try and get some chat. I'm not going to be able to get Will on the chat because I don't have him as a friend yet. If he wants to friend me, Webbo Red 5 is my PSN, and I'd love to have a chat with Will. FedEx, have you just joined us on the chat?
Can you hear me?
I can, yeah. Hi.
Hi.
So that looked like.
How are you?
I'm good. My throat's a bit sore after 2 nights commentary, but yeah, I'm good. I've had a great couple of nights watching the racing. That looked pretty eventful for you.
Yes, it was eventful. It was eventful, which is good, but the events shouldn't. Yeah, I don't know. Just ask questions.
Did you see some incidents today, or were you involved in some that have caused problem?
I got damaged twice, so I had to pit twice for front wing change. So those were like the major events, and just overtaking was so annoying. Like just sticking behind someone for 2 laps. Just makes such a difference, and
it's certainly difficult, isn't it? It's a difficult track to overtake, and manage to keep the downforce on the front wing, especially when following another car.
Well, I think it's pretty similar to Russia, where I got damaged twice as well.
Right. Yeah.
Then I had to pit twice. I think the only different thing was the rain.
Sure. Yeah.
And that in Russia both were both times I got damaged was twice my mistake. And now I thought at turn 3 I think it is, or turn 2, I thought pushed me off, but then now Pricey told me that he didn't think I would brake so early, so he hit me, and then said he got hit by someone, so I'll check the replay and see what happened there.
Yeah, somehow or other, Thod managed to make a 5-stop strategy work to get on the podium.
That's what I saw.
Quite amazing. How did you feel your pace was? Did you manage to get any laps where you could get into a rhythm today, or was it kind of?
Yes, I had quite consistent laps on the medium, but then like the last 5 laps, I knew Will and Davidek were behind me on softs.
Yeah.
And we're crossing the line. My front left at 82% tire wear, so the last 5 laps I took it really cautiously.
Yeah.
And you know, when everyone crosses the line, you go back onto your onboard and you see what position you have.
Yeah.
Then I had a puncture. So half a lap more and I would have had a puncture.
You took those tyres right to their limit. It looked like it was patient driving from you, and you managed to get some points at the end. But it looks like a bit of a rivalry beginning with Thod, especially after the last race as well. So hopefully you guys can quash that in the Discord in the instant reports, and it won't spill out on track again next time.
Well, yeah, I think, I'm not sure, but I think I'll also ask for prices and thoughts, POV.
Sure.
Because I'm on the outside,
hopefully that's going to help.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it was great watching you again. How are you feeling about the next race?
Canada, to be honest, probably one of my worst tracks on the calendar.
Right.
If I look at the calendar, maybe Azerbaijan's gonna be worse, but the rest should all be way better.
That one's going to be interesting. Azerbaijan is always interesting, for sure. But yeah, yes. Well, we hope you can get plenty of practice in during the race and get a good result. Did you catch Dawadek's race? Your teammate? Did you catch anything from him?
Yeah. Well, he when we restarted the lobby, his strategy was a bit mess because of course the soft tires could go a lap longer. That would mess him. But then the safety car came out, and I think he was in P2, which was really good. I don't know. I think nearly everyone pit for hards.
Yep.
And he stayed out. But then I think Waitsy gave him damage, so he had to pit.
Okay.
And that kind of messed his race. But I mean, we both got damage and we both finished in the points. So it's once again just us imagining what could have been. Indeed.
It's yeah. I hope we'll see you on the podium soon. I want to get to the next racer in the party, but it's great to talk to you again, FedEx. Better luck next time.
Thank you.
Thanks, man.
Bye.
Who did I see join the party? Let me try and invite. I'm just going to have to exit the game screen for a second, so let's see who made it into the party. Bear with me. When I have a co-commentator, someone can do this for me. Okay, Quinn, I'll come to you in a second. Don't speak just yet, because we won't get your your voice until I've just managed to get everybody into the grid. I can't get I've just made friends with Thod. There we go. Let me add Thod because I'd like to talk to him shortly. And Prime, if you're watching on the stream, please accept my friend request, and then we can get going. Quinn, you're with us. Say hi and let me know what happened in the race.
I'm here.
Hey, Quinn.
My start was really good. Turn 1, it was completely fine, round the outside. I was turning in, then someone clipped my rear right and I didn't get any damage. I did make contact with the wall, but it just struck me to the back of the grid, so yeah.
Did you fancy a recovery drive, or did you think?
I went for something risky with just staying out on. Well, actually, yeah, the turn 1 I did get damage. I'm sorry, I did, and then I had to pit onto mediums. Then when the safety car came out, I just stayed on the mediums and I didn't want to pit onto the hards because I knew how much because it's such a flowing high-speed circuit, I knew how much of a delta loss it would have been to go onto the hards, so I just thought I'd risk it and just stay on the mediums. And I don't know, it was just like lap after lap, I'd catch people and just things would happen. Like I'd either get myself in a really bad situation by like going off track, or just have to start saving fuel.
Yeah.
So I was just struck to the back of the grid for most of the race.
Yeah, it was a shame. But did you enjoy the drive, or was it just a kind of frustrating, angry experience?
No, I mean the first stint on mediums I did was really good. I felt really in control, just like didn't have many incidents where I just like go off track. I was really in control with it, and then like the second stint that I did on mediums, I think I pitted on lap at the end of 19 to do a second stint on mediums. That stint up and other times where it just didn't feel comfortable.
Yeah, it's a crowded, short, narrow track. It's very difficult. How did how did you find? Did you see any notable incidents affecting other drivers?
Not really, no. I just spent a lot, like most of the race by myself. I didn't really see many people.
Okay.
But yeah.
That's a shame. Well, hopefully
Yeah.
you'll fare better in Canada. How does that track? How does it go for you usually?
Hmm. It's
Practice
one
this
of
week.
my worst. Like, yeah. I'm gonna be putting in like 2 or 3 hours of practice every day.
Whatever Shenda
Just
says on the
try.
Discord, don't believe him.
Oh yeah, you don't put any practice in and then you just turn up.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Well, we look forward to seeing you
Yeah.
next week, Quinn. I must get onto the next driver in the pen, otherwise
No
their
worries.
PR people will really box my ears.
Yeah.
But yeah, good to talk to you, and
Yeah,
hopefully
good to
better
talk
race
to you
next
too.
time, man. Speak
Yeah, I'll
soon.
try. I'll try.
Cheers.
See ya.
Okay, just bear with me on the stream. I'm juggling 3 different screens, and I will speak to the next driver who joined us. Thod, I'll come to you next. Just a second. Say hi. It was an amazing drive from you today.
Thank you, mate. Thank you. Pretty difficult race. I was 1 lap down because someone hit me. I think it was a Ferrari,
Yep.
and I broke my front wing 2 times. So yeah, I was 1 lap down. I was waiting for a safety car. Then it came. I think it was in lap 8. I think. I
Yeah.
don't know. But
Amazing. I mean, I can't believe you made a 5-stop a 5-stop race to the podium.
yeah, that was very funny. In the first laps, I was like, yeah, I'm going to retire. I will not race anymore. But then I was said to myself, you know what? I will wait 5 more laps until a safety car.
Yep.
Then it came. So yeah, I was really quick. I took
Yeah.
back all the places I lost. Yeah, I'm back on podium.
Did you have a win in you this race? Did you have that kind of pace, do you think?
No, the guy who finished first was pretty quick. I don't know how he did that, but he was with hards. I don't know how many laps. Can you tell me?
Certainly 27 or 28.
Yeah, that's
It was
amazing.
it was pretty extreme. His pace
Yeah,
was dying off at the end, but of course by that point he'd got the gap on you.
I couldn't believe it. I was like, oh, maybe he will take a puncher, like something like that. But
Yep.
yeah, at least second place is very good for me.
It is incredibly good. It is. We were just talking with FedEx runner. I don't know if you caught that on the chat. There's a little bit of beef developing between the two of you, contacting the last 2 races. How did it look from your perspective with him in the
Um,
AlphaTauri?
I don't know. I didn't hit anyone. I didn't have a contact with Alpha Tauri. I had
Okay.
in the last race in Spa. We had.
Yes.
It was a pretty cool battle, but a little bit unfair, I think. He broke my wing.
It was very tight in Brazil, in Spa, yeah.
Yeah.
Thod, you're you're representing Greece and Renault. What part of Greece are you from?
I'm in Thessaloniki, if you know.
Yeah. Fantastic.
Uh, I don't have anything to say. Anything else.
Okay. How are you? What's your pace like in Canada? Are you expecting a good race next time?
I think so. Yeah, I will practice in time trial in the Grand Prix mode, and I think I will get there. So
maybe less pit stops, and you'll get that win next time.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Good to talk to you. Thanks for joining us on the chat. Always good to talk to our drivers, and congratulations on a terrific drive today.
Thank you. Good night, mate.
Good night. Thanks a lot. Dawidek, I'm going to come to you in just a second. Don't speak just yet. I'm just going to try and get our race winner because he has tried to add me. So let me see if I can get our race winner on, and also Will, who's been keen to get a chat going. I can't get hold of Prime. I have tried to friend him, but sadly I don't think I'm going to get our race winner with us today. It may well be that our last interview will be with Dawidek in just a moment. Dawidek's just dealing with the last broadcaster, and he'll be with us very shortly. Yeah, I think he will be our last interviewee today. Dawidek, are you with us now? And how was the race for you today?
Well then, the race itself was a shambles. I'm going to try keep my language PG today. But you know what I want to say right now. But yeah, it was just a lackluster performance.
Yeah. It looks difficult qualifying from the start as well.
Yeah, I binned it on the fast right-hander, which I actually never do, but I don't know what I was doing. I didn't get much practice today since I had a race just before that, so my brain just used the wrong gears and I just lost the car and just absolutely binned it. But yeah, overall I had a decent start. I was P2 after the safety car, but I had that incident with Waitsy, which, well, I actually just put the nail in the coffin, honestly, because that actually ruined my strategy because I was going for the medium softs.
Yeah.
But yeah, just kind of happened.
Yeah, really frustrating. What was your pace like, do you think, overall? Do you think you had... Yeah. Well, yeah, it's really unfortunate to have a couple of difficult races. I think I saw you on the grass, and I was getting really nervous. I dare not look at you under the safety car. I was really worried.
Yeah. I was actually just so scared in case I lose under safety car again.
Yeah.
But yeah, I managed to keep it on the road this time.
Oh, good. Well, it's always entertaining watching you, and certainly entertaining chatting on the chat afterwards. Any thoughts about Canada coming up?
I mean, I'm okay at that track. It's just the Wall of Champions is a dangerous one. Never underestimate the Wall of Champions, or it will get you.
Yeah. Well, fair warning to our drivers. But I presume we'll be spending any free moments this week practicing on that.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, hard lines today. I hope your luck improves and we can see you further up the grid next time, man.
Alright, cheers.
Cheers then. Thanks, man. Right, everyone, I'm going to try one more time to try and get hold of Prime. I'm hoping I can get him this time. It may have been my mistake with the friend request situation. So let me see if we can get our race winner to join us for our final reward for all of our loyal stream watchers. Prime, you can speak up as soon as you join the party. You're the last one here. Nice to see you on the party.
Thank you. Good to be here now.
Yeah, how was that race? I've been dying to talk to you for the last 3 races, but that one looked different to the previous 2 wins for you.
Yes, exactly. It was quite a different race comparing to the last 2 races because last time I raced in Zandvoort was at October, so it has been a long time ago, and the qualifying pace wasn't the greatest what I used to practice, and also in the race pace, Shenda was quite of a good rivalry today.
It was really entertaining, and I was dying to see how it was all going to shake out at the end. But unfortunately, he retired with about 4 or 5 laps to go. Do you feel, were you saving tyres, saving fuel for the end, for the battle with Shenda?
Yeah, actually I was trying to just save fuel only on the Sector 1, and also the tire management was very okay to me. I think my setup was quite of a race setup, because my tire temperature and my tire age at the last lap was something like 75% only, so I managed to go to the end with over 27 laps with those hards. Then the ERS management in this track is very, very difficult to handle. Like you choose your every ERS on the main straight, and the development is difficult, to be honest.
It's difficult to energize the ERS and get your energy recovery, isn't it?
Yeah, it definitely is.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I started the stream today by saying, can anybody topple Prime and his perfect record so far? It doesn't look like it today. We saw an accident for Pricey, who I was expecting to be challenging you, and for Shenda. Is there anybody else that you are wary of or consider a really strong threat?
Probably at the moment my 3 biggest rivals here is Shenda, for sure.
Yeah.
Shenda is like the number 1, Pricey as a second, and third is either FedEx or then the Todd.
Yes.
That is my top 3, and possible fourth is FedEx.
So when Shenda pitted, were you tempted to follow him the lap later, or are you always committed to running those hards to the end?
Like you mean on the safety car?
So right near the end, Shenda pitted for softs. He gave up the hard. He gave up the lead. Were you thinking, I'm tempted to go in the pits, or you were just fixed? You were always going to stick on the hards there.
My main plan was just keeping on the one-stop strategy, going to the end with the hards. I wasn't seeing that as a big threat that Shenda was catching me, because I was on those 4 laps. I was developing my ERS to the end, and when Shenda got that 3-second time penalty, I got a little peaceful. Then I was like, "Phew, that's a race win for me." Then, and then he decided to give up and retire in the pits. So that was an easy job done today.
It was. The race really came to you, but great driving. When I watch you on track, you seem to catch the inside tyre quite frequently on corner entry. Is that part of your setup? Do you just accept a certain amount of locking up, or are you is that just evidence of you pushing hard?
It's just evidence of that I'm pushing hard. Some tracks I can easily manage to brake better to the corners, but in this track, especially on the hairpins, the first turn and that famous hairpin after Sector 1, those are very difficult to me to handle. That how can I manage to braking before it's locking up, because I lock up every time when I go to that hairpin.
Yes, yeah, it's really tricky. Can you give us all a lot more hope for the next race? Are you really bad at driving in Canada, by any chance?
Canada. Well, here's a good spoiler for the drivers to the league, that Canada isn't my strongest track. And I don't enjoy the track as much, because it's very easy to get a penalty on the Sector 1.
Yeah.
In that famous corner where Vettel corner cut to Hamilton and got the lead, but got stolen the first position. So that corner is very tricky.
Yeah.
Also, the Wall of Champion it's a nightmare. So I wish for everyone just a calm and safety race, and for me as well.
Definitely.
So yeah, I can say that Canada is not the biggest challenge for me thus far.
But yes, you've I presume you've driven Canada since October, unlike tonight's race. So.
Last time I raced in Canada was at December.
Really? So have you been having a break, or is it just a coincidence from your other driving you've not been?
I'm just having a break. Having a break.
Good stuff. Well, it's certainly paying off for you at the moment. We watch with bated breath to see if you can keep the perfect record running. Thank you so much for joining us and for being patient in the press pen there. Next time we'll try and get you first in if you cross the line first. But yeah, good to talk to you, Prime, and thanks for making it to the press conference at the end.
Thank you, much appreciated.
Good stuff.
You're a great commentator, by the way, to do this league.
You're very kind. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot, man. Talk to you later. Bye.
Bye.
I will say goodbye in a moment. I did just have a contact from Waitsy, so we'll see if we can't have a chat with him. It's possible I'll get hold of Waitsy. Waitsy, if you join us, say hi, and yeah, we'll try and have a chat. If not, I'll say goodbye in a moment to the rest of the viewers watching. We've had an amazing evening's racing. It's been a lot of fun. My voice is cracking. It needs a rest. I think it might need a whiskey as well. But that's yeah. Hopefully we'll speak to one more driver. It might be possible. Waitsy is on his way to the party. So Waitsy, good to have you join us. How was your race today?
Good evening, guys. I'm quite happy with my race today. Qualifying didn't go as planned, obviously, crashing out on my second run of my medium tyre, which that did throw me off quite a lot and made me question strategy, but in the end it seems to have worked out quite well. I mean, highest finish of the season, so I can't fault that.
No, indeed. Looked like you were racing strong. You had a moment there with Lightning on the track as well. Were you cooperating with each other?
I think so. Obviously, teammates are going to race. It depends on whatever situation, tyres, fuel levels, ERS, etc. But no, I think me and Lightning have got a fairly decent understanding of where we are. So, like I say, I can't really complain with today's outcome. We were, I think, it was P4, P5 at the end. So, yeah, good day for Alfa Romeo.
Absolutely, it was a great race, and possibly the best scoring team today. I think. So
I'll take that. Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. So, are you happy with your strategy tonight?
It kind of didn't. It went to plan to a certain extent until I came into the pits, and then I was actually initially going to pit for softs, but I came into the pit and got a 5-second penalty, got a bit distracted, and forgot to change from hard to soft, which it does happen on occasion. But to be fair, I think it was 14, 15 laps that I've had to have done on the soft tyre, which I think, with me not being the best guy to look after tyres, may have been pushing it a little.
Yep.
But to be fair, I think my pace at the end of the race was pretty good. Especially on the hards. Without that 5-second penalty, who knows? And soft tyres, I may have got to the end, I may have finished higher up, but it's all ifs and buts, and P4 is a good solid finish in my book. Definitely.
How are you feeling about the leader of the championship at the moment, about Prime? He mentioned you as a threat, but
I'm privileged for that. Thank you. Listen, he's basically in a league of his own right now. He's been flying every track that I've seen him race on. He's certainly going to be the one to beat, and is the one to beat right now.
Definitely. I wonder whether at the end of the season we switch the cars round to realistic instead of equal, and then put everybody in reverse. Reverse grid. Yeah. So we'll see if Prime can drive a Williams just as fast.
Absolutely. I have no doubt he would be quick even in a Williams.
I bet he would, but I think it'd be a nice way to do a handicap. Maybe we should trial it on an exhibition or something instead.
It could be an idea, for off season. That would be a great idea.
Yeah. Well, how are you feeling about Canada? You looking forward to it? Dreading it?
A bit of both.
Right.
Canada, for me, I love the track. I hate the track limits on it. It's so strict. I mean, if I get away with that track with 6 seconds or less in time penalties, I feel like I've done a good job.
Right.
Obviously, you've got the last chicane. There's going to be a lot of people picking up a lot of time penalties running through there. And obviously, you've got the Wall of Champions. Obviously, there'll be 1 or 2 drivers that will no doubt clip that, crash into that. So I'm probably expecting a safety car or 2, and that's without rain. If it rains, oh my, then it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, well, we do have dynamic weather on generally, so you never know. It was good to watch. Good to watch your race today. Great performance, and nice solid finish, as you say, and something to build on for the next race and the rest of the championship.
I'll take it. Like you say, it's something to build on. I've not really shown my true pace so far this league, so hopefully this is the start of me pushing on, hopefully challenging amongst the top 5 more often.
Good stuff. Yeah, hope to see you on the podium soon, Waitsy, and good to talk to you today.
Cheers, Webb. Thanks very much, man.
Thanks, Len.
Thank you. Thanks, guys.
Well, there you have it, everyone. That was our extended race coverage today. We managed to get hold of lots of drivers, which was great. But of course, we had that big break in the middle. Really interesting developments for the championship. Prime continues his perfect run. Who's going to challenge him? That's the big question going into next weekend. But it was a pleasure commentating on the race today, and great to see everybody engaging in the chat so much. Like and share, subscribe the channel's output. Really appreciate any support you can give us. And all that being said, we will catch you on the next race day.